So welcome back to the dumbest bill in America. We have with us Delegate Brian Chisholm. Welcome back, Brian.
Good to be back, Mark.
So get this, we have another dumb bill from the state of Maryland. Surprise, it is House Bill 1465, and we're calling it For Whom the Debt Tolls. For whom the debt tolls? Well, it tolls for you because if you get enough tickets from the toll cameras when you're crossing over bridges in Maryland or through the tunnel or any tolled bridge, and you happen to not have your, what's it called, the Easy Pass thing renewed in a timely manner, or you decide that you don't have the money, which does happen from time to time, and you just don't have the time, and so you go through, you get this penalty from the state, and of course they send you a ticket. Well, if you get enough tickets and they equal $300 or more, the state of Maryland will let you pay it off slowly. Brian, thoughts on this?
Yeah, the Easy Pass should be renamed the extremely expensive to pass. I looked up at the bill, and there's a central collection unit in the state of Maryland. Who knew that they charge you 20%? They used to be 17%, so now
Wait a minute, Brian. Wait a minute. There is a collection unit in the state of Maryland called the Central Collection Unit.
Yes, that's who you go to for that. That's who's supposed to be taking care of these tolls.
And then if you have enough of these tickets, $300 or more, the state of Maryland with House Bill 1465 will say, hey, we can establish a payment plan for you. So you're indebted to the state of Maryland, and then they're going to charge you 20% interest.
If you remember, Mark, and this is one of those very dark histories of Maryland. We had slavery, then we had Jim Crow, then we had black codes. Do you remember what black codes were? You're a free man, but you owe us money, so you can't. So you should stay here and continue to work until you pay this off.
So you're an indentured servant to the state. So the state of Maryland is making everybody a subject. So it's like, these are the kings, the Democrats are the kings, and of course, King Westmore, and he's gonna, I'm sure, sign this bill. And then you have to pay, as an indentured servant to the state in installment plans because, God forbid, you didn't have enough money to pay the toll.
And that's exactly right. And the most horrific part about this is we weren't using the money originally for what it was supposed to be used for. Unfortunately, we had the Key Bridge collapse, right? NTSB comes in, do a very independent study, and they came back just recently and slapped Maryland down. They said, listen, you haven't done any of these inspections on these tolls or on these bridges and these roadways you were supposed to be doing. You have failed at this completely. So my question is, where is the money gone? Our job as legislators really is public policy first, right? Public safety.
Yes.
Are we keeping our public safe? We're keeping them in debt. We're keeping them broke. We're keeping them miserable.
Yes.
But we're not keeping them safe, evidently.
But so let me get this straight. So all the money collected from the bridges and so forth in the tunnel, it's a lot of money. And the state was required by federal law, since it took federal funding for all of these projects. Right. And the state, of course, funded a part of it as well. But since there is federal funding involved, they were supposed to continue to inspect these bridges, and they didn't do so.
That's exactly right. And that's the first thing NTSB said about the Key Bridge collapse, that we had failed to do any of this. And this is not just government work.
So they could have had those big barriers around the pilings of the bridge if they had done the inspections, and the disaster could have been averted for sure. But they didn't do any of those things.
There were multiple warning signs, they said, that should have been picked up with an inspection.
My God, so the state's still collecting the money, but not using it for what it's supposed to. And then the federal government's like, oh, by the way. And then, of course, Westmore's like, oh, no, that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. It's not our fault. Why doesn't he just suck it up and say, yeah, they made a massive mistake that costs the lives of a lot of people. By the way, also, it costs a lot of livelihoods as well.
That's exactly right.
So let me get this straight. So if you don't pay your debt, they want a 20% interest rate. It's like, that's the VIG in Maryland for all of you subjects, you indentured servants.
That's right.
And then in addition to that, I want everybody else to know in podcast land, get this. The Democrats passed one speed camera bill after another, even stop sign cameras, okay? And highway speed cameras, every kind of speed camera bill you can possibly imagine statewide. It's so bad now, right? It's so bad. And they do this for the purpose of what? It's all about raising money. Yes, maybe in certain situations in front of a school, you can say it's about public safety, okay? But they're putting them everywhere now, not just schools, everywhere. And so that'll be added to this bill, I'm sure, next year, where it's like, well, I'm sorry, I've got $3,000 worth of tickets.
Right. Well, and then they wanted to put in noise abatement ones. I don't know if they ever passed. I know in Anne Arundel County they tried to pass.
Explain
one.
what that is.
That means if your car is too loud and is picked up by this monitor, we're just going to send you a ticket. So that's easier. Then we get you quicker to this whole installment process of our failures.
So that would be like a camera slash sound machine, if you will, of some sort, like a sensor that would sense how loud your car is. And then if it's too loud, it's like, we're going to take a picture and send you yet a new ticket. And oh, by the way, what's the real purpose of a noise abatement camera? To make you buy an electric car. That's what they really want. God forbid you can't have a hot rod. That's really bad. Oh no, that's really not allowed. And then when you get enough tickets, they're going to charge you a 20% VIG interest rate, just like the mafia.
Yeah.
And then in addition to that, I mean, the state is run by the mafia. The Democrat Party is the mafia. I'm sorry. Why else would you vote for this bill? Why else would you vote for a bill that creates indentured servants? I mean, I remember when I was in college, right? I got a ticket, and it was a $500 ticket. And it was this big hill. I was going down the hill and I had no money whatsoever. By the way, you know how much my car cost? I bought a used car. It was 15 years old. I paid $500 for the car. The ticket was $500.
You can't even register for $500 in Maryland anymore.
I know. And I was like, I can't keep my car. I can't. And this is why I'm saying these things. Like, it's really like the mafia. The Democrat Party is running this state, and they're running people out of business. They're running you out of your car, and then you got all these tolls, and it's House Bill 1465 for whom the debt tolls. Brian.
If you look at it from a 10,000 foot view, we look at 3,000 bills, then you look at all the ones that passed, and it is a climate mafia is what we're dealing with here. That's all. If you think about, let's just go back to the noise abatement one. So we're talking about trucks, people that are trying to make a living, people who are hauling products. We're talking about Harley Davidsons. We're talking about anything that is not an electric car, so they can send you a toll for it, so that we put you on this very nice payment plan of 20% while you can't leave the state.
Final thoughts, Brian, on the war on cars, which is for this particular bill, for whom the debt tolls.
I'm going back to my Where's Waldo book. Please find me something in the state of Maryland that's not taxed. Anything.
And that's the dumbest bill in America, House Bill 1465, for whom the debt tolls, making you create a payment plan plus an interest rate in Maryland because you have so many tickets, because they keep putting up speed cameras and tolls and toll cameras and so forth. We will see you next time.